Hi, everyone. We're going to wait a few minutes and give people a chance to log on. So I'm going to mute the mic. So if you can't hear me for a few minutes, then that's why. But if you can hear me now, type in that you just heard me say what I just said. All right. Okay, I just unmuted my mic. So if you can hear me, type in the chat box that you can hear me. I want to make sure the sound is good. So I unmuted the mic a little bit early so that we can kind of test that out and see. You'll also see me look around because I've got multiple devices going on so I can monitor everything as well as my notes so I make sure that I don't miss anything. If you've got questions at the end, you can absolutely type them in the chat box. I'll answer them. During the live webinar tonight, I'm going to take questions at the end of the presentation, but if you feel like you might forget, I'd ask that you write them down or type them into the chat box, and I'll try to go back through the beginning of the chat at the end so that way I won't miss anybody's question. So if you feel like you're going to forget, then absolutely put it in the chat box and we'll get to it at the end to make sure that I kind of cover everything I want to cover tonight, because I want to make sure I give you guys the information that you came for and make sure I set you up for a really good year. And if you're like me, you should probably turn down your phone so it doesn't become a distraction. You don't get all the bells and whistles and beeps from Facebook or Instagram or any of the other social media. So I just did that. All right, we're going to wait 2 more minutes and then we're going to get started. All right, let's get started. I know people will come in later. Some people are going to chime in a little bit, but I want to respect your time and I want to get started. So my name is LaShonda Herring, and I am the founder of the H Zone. So I'd like to welcome you today to our close to the end of year, almost last presentation and webinar that we're going to do this year. So I want to welcome you to How to Reach Your Goals in 2017 and the top 3 things that are stopping you from reaching your goals. And I want to thank you for coming to this webinar tonight. I feel like webinars are really important to our lives right now. They've become sort of a mainstream kind of thing that we do, but it's the time where we sit back and we get information, and sometimes it's nurturing our business and growing our business. Sometimes it's learning a new skill. Sometimes it's a new hobby, but hopefully you're doing webinars and classes or online training that's helping you as a person and nurturing you and helping you grow, because they're a great vehicle now that we have access to people all over the world. So I'd like to welcome you and thank you for taking this time out of your night to actually do that and spend some time nurturing yourself. So just want to go over some housekeeping rules. One thing, like I said earlier, I hope that you're turning off your devices and you're going to kind of just sit in and focus. I'm going to give you some information. I'm going to give you some things to think about. So hopefully you'll be attentive and fully present so that you can kind of take in the information, but also process the information and really see where it will work in your life and how it will fit for you. And since we're going to spend some time together tonight, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. And kind of put it all in context and probably give you some context as to why you should listen to me, basically, and listen to the information that I have for you. I want to start off by saying this year has been one of the best years of my life, you know, and I'm really serious about that. One of the things I want to say is that, one, my marriage was falling apart. My children were having major, major emotional issues. My business was lacking focus and was just really, really struggling. And me, myself, I was feeling so unhappy. And I know you're asking, well, how could that be the best year of your life? Well, I have to explain that. I had to do a 180 turn this year. And by doing that, I was able to really hone in and focus and change my life dramatically. You know, I went back in and reviewed the training that I had received years ago. I looked at my grad school training. I looked at, you know, my work experience with clients, and I looked at the tools that I used and I applied them to my life. And that was the cool part. When I did that, things started to change for me. My life did a total 180. My marriage has gotten better, and honestly, it's the best it's ever been. My children, man, they're so much better. Emotionally, they're resolving some of their issues. They're feeling like they're back on track. Most of them, I can't say all of them, but most of them really are feeling that way about themselves. And so are we as the parents. So that's really a cool thing. And as for my business, I was able to focus and narrow in and really pinpoint where I wanted to go so that the business wouldn't struggle anymore. And neither would I with putting out the information and the messaging that I wanted to bring to the H Zone tribe. So it's really worked out well. And for myself, oh man, I can tell you right now, I'm the happiest I've been all year long. And the reason being is because I did a lot of work on myself. Like I said, the live webinars, the classes, the information, the in-person classes, the online webinars, all of that made a difference in my life and made me do some tweaking and changing. And because of that, I'm a better person. And because I'm a better person, my life is better and the things around me are better. But I'll tell you exactly how I did that a little bit later. That's enough about me. Let's get into content. And I want to tell you, our time tonight is going to be really cool. I want to let you know that by the end of our time together, you'll discover the big myth that most people believe about those people that reach their goals every year. They're like, what is it that they're doing? The secret and the habits that those people have. Also, the number one mistake people make when it comes to reaching their goals. So we're going to cover all of those things tonight. If you have pen and paper, that's great. If not, this video will be up for your review so that you can review some of the information I'm going to give you and probably ask you to write down and kind of think about and process. So you can always come back to that and do it at a later date. So I told you the top 3 things that are stopping you. Let's do a countdown. Let's start with number 3. Number 3 is the classic stinking thinking. And a lot of times we don't think about how our thinking affects us, but our thinking controls our actions. So if you are thinking negative things, or you're thinking, I don't know how I'm going to get this done, I don't know if it's even going to work out, then that's going to affect your behavior. It's going to affect your belief process. So all of what your mind is thinking is impacting you. And sometimes you see it right away, and sometimes you don't. So that stinking thinking is really what's causing you to fail, because it's the starting point. It's kind of like the catalyst of how it interacts with your behaviors as well as your belief system. So you really want to be mindful, and you're not going to be able to get your goals done if your thinking is in the wrong place. Two thinking processes that I want to talk about are that really, I feel like, totally impact our thinking. One is called the shoulda. What I say to a lot of times with people is that we should all over the place. Oh, I should do this. Oh, I should do that. And all of that is kind of feeling like I'm forced to do or I have to do. And when we feel that way, a lot of times, even when we say it, we kind of feel drained. We kind of feel like, I really have to do this. Oh, I got to do that. There's no joy in it. There's no energy in it. So it really totally impacts what's going on in our life. So the shoulds really need to stop, because they're going to totally impact you if you're trying to reach goals next year. It's just not going to work for you. The other thing is saying to yourself, when you're setting a goal, if you say to yourself, oh, this goal is so hard, if you think that, then you're already saying, maybe it's not going to work out. Maybe I don't have the tools. Maybe I don't have what it takes to accomplish this goal. So you're already setting yourself up where the goal may not even be reached, that it may not even be happening. So thinking that way, we don't realize it because we think, oh, it's just thinking, it's no big deal. But it really is, because it impacts us in so many ways. So what we've got to do to avoid this situation or to change it so that our goal gets accomplished for next year is we've got to change our thinking. And that's really one of the big secrets, is that we forget. We think, oh, a goal is about, oh, I got to put this in place. I got to do this. I got to do this action. But we forget about our thinking, because that's where it starts. So let me give you an example. Let's go to one of the classic goals that a lot of people set for the new year. It's weight loss or something related to health. So if we look at that, we say, okay, I want to lose weight. And what if year after year, you only lose a little bit of weight, or you lose weight and then it comes back? You might need to look at your thinking when it comes to that particular goal. You need to look and see, what's going on for me? Why am I not getting this done? What am I thinking about this goal? Do I feel like it's hard? Or is it one of those goals that I set that I feel like, oh, I should do this or I should do that? Is it one of those type of goals? What's your thinking around this goal? And even if we use the example of weight loss, what is your thoughts about weight loss? Do you feel like, oh, somebody's telling you lose weight? Or are you feeling like you have to lose weight? Those are totally two different things, and they will affect your behavior in major, major ways. So one of the things we have to do is really create a new thought process around the goal that we're trying to set. So one of the things, if you want to change your thinking, is you've got to change your thought process. What story are you telling yourself in your head? You need to change that story. So the story you start to think successful thoughts. Like, yes, I believe I'm going to get this done. Yes, this is going to work for me. You need to change how you're seeing that particular goal so that you can get it accomplished next year. Okay. Now let's go to number 2. Number 2, the thing that's stopping you is, one of the classic movies, especially this time of year, is Miracle on 34th Street. And I love, love, love that movie. And the little girl in that movie doesn't really believe in Santa Claus because her mom has told her, there is no Santa Claus. It's just a myth. And at some point she meets Saint Nick and she's like, wants to start to believe. So she goes, I believe in Santa Claus. I believe. And she's saying it over and over again. And that's number 2 for us. It's the I believe kind of syndrome. And what that means is that we say things, but we really, really don't believe them. There's a lot of doubt in our minds that is really stopping us. It's preventing us from really fully moving forward. It's preventing us from really accomplishing our goals. Because of the doubt, we don't have faith. And sometimes we may even have fear. So with fear and the lack of faith, you're not going to accomplish your goals, because those are the things innately in you that are holding you back, that are sabotaging you from actually reaching what you want to do. So we have to attempt to really kind of look at our belief system about each goal that we're going to set for 2017. And we need to say, do I believe I can do this? Do I really believe that this year is going to be different? Or am I saying that in the hope that it's going to be different? Because hope and belief with confidence is very, very different. So you want to make sure that if you are in the doubting camp, that you have to do a certain thing. If you are in the camp that believes and has confidence, then there's a different action you take. So you've got to know, first of all, where you're starting out when it comes to each and individual goal. You have to look at your belief system. You have to see if you have limiting beliefs that are holding you back. You want to know that right away, because if you go into the new year thinking, oh yeah, I'm just going to do this and I hope it gets done, it's not going to happen. Because all of us have goals that we hoped would get done, but really deep down inside, we had doubt. We even had fear. We were scared. And 9 times out of 10, that goal didn't get done. So to prohibit that from happening this new year coming up, you want to change your belief system. That's going to be really, really crucial. So I want you to try this exercise. And right now, tonight, we don't have time, but if you have a moment, write these things down. If not, watch this part of the video again when you do have some time, and answer these questions for me. I'm going to read them off to you. Think about your goal. And I would like you to take each individual goal separately when you do this. What is your belief about that particular goal? And write it out. What do you honestly, at this moment in time, believe about that goal? Do you think it's realistic? Do you think it's something you can do? Are you afraid to do it? Do you feel like it's too hard? All of that. Really kind of delve deep into yourself and figure that part out. Do you feel like you have what it takes to get it done? That's going to go into your confidence level. Do you feel like you can do this? Do you feel like you've got it all together? You're going to get it done this year, no matter what. And there's an innate feeling of knowing and confidence, not hoping and wishing, but that true confidence that's inside you. Next question. Do you know if you have a belief that you feel is limiting or not working? Do you know where that belief comes from? Because here's the thing, if you've got the doubt or you've got the fear or the lack of confidence, you've got to ask yourself why. Because you've got to know what that is that's stopping you. Because that's the thing that's sabotaging you year after year, or is going to sabotage you this year in 2017. So you want to know where that's coming from. And then ask yourself, if you have the doubt, why do you have the doubt? What is it? Why do you have it? What's it coming from? What's playing in your head? So you can dissect it and get rid of it, because that's what's going to help you move forward. Without that, if you still have the doubt, you're still going to kind of be working against yourself. And if you have fears, what are the fears about the goals? You've got to answer those questions in order for you to get really clear and really make sure that you are not going to sabotage yourself and you're not going to just fail at getting these goals done. I want this for you so bad, and I want it for myself. So I really want you to consider those questions. And like I said, when you have time, come back to this webinar, replay this section so that you can really look at what is going on with you and answer those questions. And I believe when you answer those questions, you're going to be able to kind of shift your beliefs. You're going to be like, oh, okay, this is causing this, so I need to really change this, or I don't want to believe this anymore, and I need to change this belief system. So I want to go back to something before we get to number one, and the number one thing that's stopping everybody each year is, remember when I told you earlier about, me making the change in my life and what I had done? Well, I want to share a little bit more with you about that process. I looked at my life and I looked at the different areas of my life that kind of weren't working, and really were just kind of just feeling like they were falling apart. The pieces were kind of unraveling for me, and just kind of like, oh, this can't go on. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep living like this. And so what I did was I looked back, like I said, I looked at what I did with the clients year after year and what was working for my clients over and over again. And I figured out, and I looked back and I realized the process that worked for them. And I applied it to myself. And the process, I call it organic sequencing. And really what that is looking at you where you are, each individual person, looking at them where they are at this moment in time, and also projecting out where they want to be, and looking at the steps in between to help them get there. But the steps have to be personalized, and they have to go in order, in a sequence, and they have to feel natural and right for that person. They have to fit. So there's not a one size fits all. When we used to work with clients, and years ago when I worked with clients, and even recently, the last time, and the clients I have now, we look at each individual person and we make a plan that fits them. And it has to go in order that works for them, and in a process that works for them. It can't be a one size fit all, because we're all uniquely different. We all have unique different talents and skills and things we like and things we don't. So that's what I did in my life. I looked at what works for me. What do I like to do in this area of my life when it came to business? When it came to my home and my marriage, it's like, okay, what do I want it to be? What are the steps that we can take together that fit and are right for us? So it had to be that individualized process. And then I decided, I wanted people to reach their goals in 2017. I've been one of those people, like I said, year after year, who set goals and didn't reach them. And so I decided, before this year is over, I wanted to offer something to help people out to make sure that they reach their goals in 2017. So what I've created and what we're offering is a 5-day Let It Go boot camp. And this is our end of the year boot camp. And it starts right after Christmas. It starts the 26th of December because we want to make sure that whatever you need to let go of and what's sabotaging you this year, that you leave it in this year, that you do not bring it into 2017. So when 2017 starts, you are ready to go. You don't have that old stuff, that old baggage that's holding you back. And for each person, that's going to be different. It's not going to be the same for everyone. So in this boot camp, we're going to give individualized attention and we're going to focus and work with people individually. But I'll tell you the specific details a little bit later. Let me now go back to number one. The number one mistake people make, and it's so simple because we all do it, is it's just this. You do it, you do it, you do it over and over and over again. It's called a habit. It's the habits that you have that are hurting you. It's the habits that you have that are preventing you from getting to the goal that you desire. Let's take, for example, let's look at weight loss again, right? The example that we started with earlier. So let's say you're one of these people. Let's give the example. You're one of these people where you're always searching for the newest diet, right? And so year after year, you start a diet. You don't really like the eating regimen, but you start the diet because guess what? I should do this, right? Remember that should again. And then so you start the diet and then you do it for a little while and then you stop. Why? Because you can't stay in the food regimen. It's awful. It doesn't even fit your lifestyle, doesn't even work for you, doesn't even fit the person that you are. So you stop it. And then guess what? You don't lose the weight. And you maybe even put on more weight. And you do this year after year after year. What is that? Insanity. When we repeat the thing over and over and over again and always expecting different results. Well, this year is going to be different. Why? You don't like it. Why are you doing it? It doesn't work for you. It's a plan that's generalized. It's not specific to you. You need things that are specific for you because each of us have habits and some of us have similar habits, but they may not be exactly alike. So you need something that totally works for you. And so the things that you are doing, you need to shift because you may have habits that are sabotaging you, that are holding you back. You know, my favorite one is the Starbucks one, right? So if you're a person who goes to Starbucks, but yet you say, I want to lose weight, but you go to Starbucks every morning. You start your morning off with an extra couple of 100 calories that during your day, you have to work off. That habit of going to Starbucks is hindering your new goal that you have. So we would have to look at how do we tweak that behavior? How do we tweak that habit so it doesn't sabotage you from reaching your new goal in 2017? That's really key. Sometimes we set goals and we don't think about the behaviors that we have that are going to hinder us from even accomplishing those goals. We all have good intents, and mostly every time I know someone who sets a goal, they're really, really good goals. They're honorable goals. They make sense. They're really smart goals. However, we don't go back and let go of the things that are stopping us, the things that are holding us back almost year after year, or even will stop us this year from reaching the goals that we have, whether they be old goals or new goals that we're trying to set. So a lot of times we have to clean house before we start new. We have to let go of some things that are going to hinder us and sabotage us before we even get to the new stuff. So really, that is such a huge thing. You know, we've got to look at what are we thinking? Number three, what are we thinking that's stopping us? What are we saying to ourselves, that thought process that's hindering us from really accomplishing our goals? What do we believe? You know, the doubts, the fears, the lack of confidence that's stopping us from getting to our goals. And the third one is our habits. Those three things, if you do not look at those three things and you don't let some of those things go, it's going to be really hard, almost impossible to accomplish your goals in the new year in 2017. So we really need to focus in on that. And that's why we created the boot camp program. That's why we did that, because we were really clear. When I went back and looked at the information and analyzed my work with clients and looked at my new clients, and I said, oh my gosh, this is it. People set these goals, but they've got these blocks that are stopping them. Well, let's get rid of the blocks first before we try to implement this whole new process. Because if you already have the blocks and you try to implement a new process, you are going to feel like you are struggling. You are going to feel like this is so hard. It's agonizing for you. And we don't want that for you. We want to make this process smooth for you. So sometimes you've got to let it go before you can start something new. So we want you to reach your goals. We want you to reach all of your goals, because I believe that if you reach your goals and you let go of the things that are stopping you, man, your life is going to be awesome in 2017. You're going to feel good about yourself. You're going to feel good about what's going on. You're going to feel confident. You're going to feel accomplished. And the year is going to look different than any other year you have. So I want to ask you this question. Imagine what it would be like if you reached your goals in 2017. Think about that. How different would your life be? How would you feel if you set out the goals in the beginning of the year, and when you were sitting back at the end of December in 2017 and you realized, man, I did it this year. I accomplished my goals. How would you feel? What would your life look like? It's amazing. It would be totally amazing. And we want that for you here at H-Zone. And I want that here. I want that for you. So let's talk a little bit about the boot camp, like I promised. Here's what you're going to learn at the boot camp. It's 5 days, and I call it a boot camp because we're going to hit it. We're going to hit it hard. I know people are busy. They don't have a lot of time. So I want to make sure that we pack full these 5 days, these 5 times we're going to spend together. So you're going to learn how to identify the things that are sabotaging your success. That's really crucial. You're going to get clarity and focus about your goals so that there's no issues about, well, what are they? Well, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. No, none of that. You're going to get crystal clear about them. You're going to be focused on them. We're going to work on healing your thinking and release your limiting beliefs so that you can move forward. So they're not stopping you anymore. They're not blocks in your way. We're going to have a new way for you approaching 2017. We're going to look at it. We're going to do it differently this year so that you are successful. And we're going to cover a lot more. You know, we're really going to get deep into this. Like I said, it's an individual plan. So I'm not going to list every single exercise, because for different people, it's going to be different things. Because like I said, everybody's different, and we want to make this personalized for you. So we're going to get into so much more. You know, like I said, I've been doing this work with clients for over 20 years. And one of the things that I realized is those specialized personal plans really work so well for them, because when they look at that plan and they see that, they see themselves. So that goal is personalized, but the steps it takes to get there are personalized. And that's really the key part of that. They fit that client. They're not some generic thing that they told 50,000 people to do. They're for that particular person that works for their lifestyle. So that way they feel like, you know what, I can accomplish this and I own this because this is mine. So we really work on that part of the process. And doing that over the years, oh my gosh, clients have made miraculous changes. I've had clients come to me, have been out of work for 10 years, start a new job, and then start to figure out what they want to do with their career. They started going back to school, working on a job that they love to do. I remember one woman felt so unworthy. She didn't even feel like she was marriage worthy. So we worked on those limiting beliefs, that thought process. And I will tell you, in with a matter of a year, that lady she met someone amazing. And within 2 years, they were married. Something she never thought possible because of her beliefs, because of her thought process. And I'm sure her actions, because she was giving off the energy of, no one loves me, no one can accept me, I'm not worthy. So I've seen miraculous changes with the clients by using this process. It's just amazing, and it's wonderful. And I love to see it, and I love to implement the process because people find so much joy in it and success in it. So let me tell you what you're going to get in the boot camp. You're going to get 5 days live coaching sessions. So each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we are going to have live sessions. We are going to have you in there. We are going to do work in the sessions. If any of you have ever worked with me before, you know I'm one of those people. I like to do work in sessions. I know our time is hard. Homework is really hard for us to get to because our lives are so full. So I'm going to make sure you get the work done. So I'm going to give it to you in session. We're going to do part session of work, and then we're going to do some coaching to make sure that you're really seeing and getting those aha moments and moving forward with coaching. So really excited about doing that. Every single night for those 5 days, we're going to have live sessions. We're also going to give you exercises that are going to be online that you can download and have activities and things like that that you can take away and do at your leisure. Just in case you're not able to be at the live sessions, you can see the recordings of them, but as well, you can do the activities at your own time and your own pace. The other thing, which is really, really cool, we have an online private client portal. And what that means is that all of our lessons, all of our exercises, all of that stuff is online for you in your private space online. So you can answer questions, do activities, all in one spot. So you don't have to think, oh, where's my notebook here? I've jotted it down on this slip of paper here. You can put it online in your private client portal where nobody else can see it. If you'd like me as the coach to see it, you absolutely can do that. And also with the online portal, the other thing you will get is an online journal. So you can journal every single day, any time of day, because it's online. So you can take it with you and log on via your phone, your computer, your wherever, your tablet, whatever device you want to, and log on your thoughts about what you're dealing with, what's going on for you at that moment. And you have access to it 24 hours a day, all the time, the 5 days that we're in this boot camp. You can keep this running journal going. You can go back to it and stop it at any moment at any time. And like I said, if you want to interact with me, you can. And here's the thing. I know it's the holiday season and I know people are giving gifts to other people, but this program here is a gift for you. Really, really is. A lot of times we forget or we give ourselves kind of gifts that are for the moment. This is a lifetime gift. When you do this and you learn how to let things go and clean stuff up so you can accomplish goals, you can use this year after year after year. And so since it is the holiday season and I know people are spending money all over the place, I decided to do this incredible thing. And, you know, when I told my staff and everyone else, they kind of cringed a little bit, but I said, you know what? I want to give this as a gift. And so my gift to you is that this program is only, the investment is only $97. And that's not $97 a day, it's $97 total for the whole 5 days of the live coaching, of the exercises, of all of that stuff you're getting. And of course, there's got to be bonuses, right? We all like the bonuses, and wait, there's more on the infomercials. I love when that happens. I'm like, ooh, what's the more? So the other things that you get as well is, of course, we will have our private Facebook group. We will have a closed group where we can talk about the issues amongst the group. Like I said, you have the online portal, which is private, and you can just write your information there. You can also share it with me. But if you want to share your information with the group, you have the online Facebook group. So you have that support of your peers to keep you going, to keep you motivated. And the private group will not end in the 5 days. We will keep it going as the year starts, as you start those new goals, to make sure that we keep supporting you and making sure that you're on your path and you're doing what you need to do for 2017. And the other thing is, like I said, I will be available to you live every single day to do live coaching. But between sessions, if you need to access me, I am giving that as well. You can access me through your portal, your private portal. There's a button in there where you can send me a message. You can have me look at things that you're writing, things that are troubling you, things that you're working on. So you will have access to me throughout the 5 days, not just in the live coaching sessions, but you will have access to me between the live coaching sessions. Now, all of the information that I'm giving you, the live coaching sessions, the Facebook group, the access to me in between sessions, the online private client portal, all of that is worth over $1,000. But like I said, I wanted to gift this program to you. You know, I believe that everyone has to have some investment, what they call it, skin in the game. So that's why it's only $97. And that's a one-time fee. That's it. So it's really, really cool. And I know some people, are afraid of taking that risk and not sure because you haven't worked with me before. So here's my guarantee, because I do believe I want you to have confidence in this. If you do this 5-day boot camp and you come out of it and you do the exercises and you worked with me and you're like, you know what, this didn't work for me. This really wasn't what I needed. We offer online home study courses. And the home study courses, if you go on the website, are the same price as this boot camp. So you will get to choose any online course that you feel fits your needs better. So if you feel like this boot camp didn't work and you tried all the exercises and you worked with me and just nothing seemed to work, I will offer you another program risk-free. So no matter what, you will get a course that works for you and moves you forward. So if this is not the one, that's fine. And if you didn't get anything out of it, I mean, absolutely nothing, then absolutely let me know. Send me an email. We will have a conversation and we will set you up with one of the other programs that we have. So that's my guarantee. You will not lose your money. You will get what you need from this course. The other thing I want to let you know, because we're doing this, and like I told you, I do individualized programs, and because plans, sorry, not programs, this is a limited time, but also I cannot take so many people because I want to make sure I'm giving people my full attention. I want to make sure by the end of the 5 days, you've let things go, that you're able to start fresh and new in 2017, that you have what you need. You have a plan in place. You're not full of the old stuff. You're not sabotaging yourself. You've got it all together. You're clear and you're focused. So because of that, space is limited. I can't take like 15, 30 people in this class and make it really, really effective. So it's going to be on a first come, first serve basis. Whoever gets to me and signs up for this program first, they're in the program. And as you know, this is the end of the year. So we're not obviously offering it again this year. When we will offer it again next year, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if we're even going to offer it again next year. Right now, it's not on my calendar to offer again next year, but I wanted to do this year. Like I said, this is my gift. This is my gift for you. This is my gift for the people who've been following me, supporting me throughout the last couple of years that we've started our business here. So I want to really thank you. Guys, if you've got questions, you can type it into the box. If not, click the box on the right-hand side. Go to cart. It has more information about the boot camp. I know I went through it quickly. It spells it all out for you right there. If you've got questions, by all means, email me. We're doing another webinar on Tuesday night. So if you review the information and you want to come on Tuesday night with your questions, by all means do that as well. We will be available. I'll be doing this live again on Tuesday night, presenting the information. Guys, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Have a great holiday season. And if you don't sign up for the boot camp, have a wonderful, wonderful new year. And truly accomplish your goals that you desire in 2017. Not the goals you should, but the ones that you truly desire that match the core of who you are. Live your life full of passion. Take care. Have a great year. Bye.